We are back. This is Jamie's Reviews. I am Jamie Michael, and it's been quite a while since we got a shoe from a non-typical major brand. Well, today is the day to end that madness. And this time I brought Mary. Not Mary Beth. She charges way too much nowadays. But this Mary is okay. So it's been some years since I did a review on the CLOUDFLOW. And from first looks, this looks almost the same. And it probably does not help that they simply named the new version the CLOUDFLOW. Not the 2.0, not the CLOUDFLOW Hyper, just the CLOUDFLOW. But for the sake of YouTube titles, I'm going to call it the 2.0. So let's just get right into it. This is our review of the On CLOUDFLOW 2.0. So the upper consists of very breathable mesh, with some overlays on the sides, but nothing major. The tongue is flat and felt light on foot. And I know I just said that the shoe is breathable, but I'm going to say it again. It's breathable. The ventilation is better than most, which I'm all for. The heel counter is pretty sturdy and kept the ride of the shoe secure. And the fit of this model felt true to size. And the lining inside the shoe was nice too. No rubbing, no hot spots, just a good step-in comfort. It's all the small things. The fit itself sits right in the middle. It's not narrow, it's not wide, just a good middle that I think most of us, including myself, can be happy with. Now the big update here is the addition of On's Helion foam. The Helion foam was used back in the Cloud Swift that I reviewed some months back. And I think that brand new model added a nice cushion bounce to what the On shoes typically feel like. So initially the ride of the CLOUDFLOW felt about the same as the last CLOUDFLOW, or so I thought until I tried them on side by side. So if I had to call out any differences, it would be that this CLOUDFLOW felt a bit more built up or even bulkier underfoot. And I don't mean that in an all bad way. But the ride of the shoe just felt different enough from the previous CLOUDFLOW to where I would think that someone who really loved the last CLOUDFLOW may not like this version, or vice versa. So this may or may not be a great change. I personally prefer the older model. See, I like Ons for the natural snappier feel. And this shoe felt like a halfway point between the Cloud Swift being more of a comfort shoe and the older version of the CLOUDFLOW being more responsive. The cushion was more prominent in this new version of the CLOUDFLOW, but I felt that it lost some of its responsiveness. I will still say that the inclusion of the speedboard that this shoe has is still more responsive than your typical daily trainer, like the Brooks Ghost or Saucony Ride. It's kind of like this CLOUDFLOW is a less bulky daily trainer that kind of got bulkier than it was, but not as much as everyone else. Does that make sense? Probably not, but point is, I prefer the old model. So the main technology behind On running shoes are the clouds. The CLOUDFLOW has 18 cloud pods that work as a way to cushion the ride of the shoe while keeping the shoe nimble and flexible, while staying relatively light. And I think this is where On does a great job. The traction on these were pretty good. The rubber using these are just overall better than what it was. The issues of getting small pebbles and rocks stuck in between the sole is now not that much of a problem. So yes, it's all about fixing the small things. So what do I personally feel about the CLOUDFLOW? And honestly, I prefer the older version. The reason I grabbed my original CLOUDFLOWs was for that nimble yet firmer responsiveness. So making this new version a more cushioned, more built up shoe kinda just made it feel closer to what everyone else is doing. Which is not a bad thing, it just does not feel as unique. But for me, the CLOUDFLOW 2.0 is not bad, I'm just not really feeling it.
Test your might.
But let's see what Mary thinks of it. What's going on, guys? We are back with the post-review review. Today we got Mary, my favorite Mary of all Marys. Glad to have you here.
Besides Mary Beth?
I was trying to give you some credit, but you know.
Thank you.
Anyway, today we got the CLOUDFLOW. You've had this shoe for a little while. What are all your thoughts? Pros, cons, anything about the shoe? You can hold this. This is the men's version, but you can hold the men's.
So I really like this color first and foremost. I think that the shoe design looks a lot better. It's sleek, it's sleeker, and I think they have finally found a way to glue down a lot of the upper without wasting any materials. And I'd also say that it feels better overall. It feels more cushioned and springy upon first putting it on. But when I kind of increased the miles and kept going, I found that it wasn't as springy as I would have liked. It felt a little bit flat and like it was kind of hard to push off. So my impression was all right.
So our SD card got full, so I'm not sure where we were at. But I was just saying that I prefer the Cloud Swift, you prefer the CLOUDFLOW, but we both agree it's not quite as what we were expecting as far as like, I was like, this is gonna be the next big thing.
Yeah.
And this kind of was just...
We'll see how it goes with people. I would say it is an improvement, but a little less than I'd like.
See, I think I wouldn't say I downgrade, it's just different. This felt snappier to me. That felt like it was like something in the way.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a good, like, it added something, but it didn't do anything for me.
It didn't spring like I thought it was.
So if I'm gonna spring, just give me less shoe and just make it more snappy.
Yeah.
Give me one or the other.
Yeah, make it snappy.
But yeah, that's our thoughts on the shoes. Hopefully we didn't cut out too much because the thing got filled up. Any other thoughts you want to add to it?
I would say that this shoe is definitely worth trying out. I don't know if everybody's gonna like it. It's definitely better for a narrower foot, but I think it is worth trying out, seeing what everyone else's impression is.
No, I didn't find it too narrow. I find like average.
Yeah.
Got a wider forefoot, but
yeah, it does have a little bit of a wider forefoot.
But it's definitely snug throughout the rest of the shoe. So
definitely more
it keeps you tight. It keeps it tight. Speaking of keeping it tight, be sure to stay in school, don't do drugs, and if you can, and you keep it tight.
And keep it real.
Why keep it real?
Because it's better to do that than be a fake, basic B.
Language.
I said B.
But keeping it tight, well, that includes all that other, keep it real.
Yeah.
So keeping it tight means stay true to yourself. Like, stay close to who you are.
Alright. If that's what you mean, then yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Alright.
What do you thought I meant? No, what do you think I meant?
We're not going to talk about that. Anyways, have a great day, everybody. Stay in school.